show, coast to coast and all 4 points of the compass worldwide. We are coming live from the Loft 100 Studios in sunny Southern California. Glad you're along for the ride. That is the Day Trader Trio. Always with us, always at the top of their game, best in the business. And back here at the bar, it is Costa, it is Mary Bird Godwin, and it's Sully.
Good stuff. Let's start off by having Chris Castillo, our executive producer and director.
Love that kid.
Crew in the control room. Bring up the GasBuddy.com gas price temperature map because our good friend Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy, who's been with this program for at least 15 years.
Yep.
He was.
There's Callie.
And he even has his own brand now. He's got his. And I'm going to take full responsibility for
his
doing it. Okay. All right.
He knows he's not on air yet, so
no,
that's what I'm talking about. Now we're at $4 a gallon is the average price per gallon in the state of California, in the state of Washington, and mostly in New York. Mostly in Oregon. I can't remember the last time I paid $4 a gallon for gas, unless you drive to a Costco.
Right.
40 miles away from any metro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so you're spending the money on
not
that.
along the coast.
Now that I'll be honest with you. Now that I have the Tesla, I'm happier.
Really?
Overall, because I know that I'm not paying.
Did you know Elon's crazy?
That too. That as well. But my wife drives
and divisive. Sorry.
My wife drives a Cadillac Escalade. And every time I'm in that and I've got to go to Costco to fill up, I'm just like...
The same time Tesla's come up to set. So what about so why do you feel smarter or feel better?
Because I'm not going to the gas station every couple of days.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah, because...
Can you really?
It costs like $27 or whatever to...
Are you ever worried that you're not going to make it because the charge is going to poop out?
There's not that it's going to poop out, but there's been a couple times where I'm leaving our studio here and I've got 35 miles or whatever. I'm like, I think I can make it. Yeah, well, and then it gets to zero, and you're like...
Those golf carts can go pretty fast. Hey, Patrick, how are you, brother? Good to see you. I knew you were there the whole time as I was taking credit for your career. Have EVs cut into gas at all? I'm not noticing it at the pumps. You'd think that, as I've always said, oil to a gas refiner are like potatoes to McDonald's.
Yes.
It's not the oil going up that necessarily makes the gas prices go up, although it usually eventually happens. It's usually competition that's the main driver. But as far as, I would think that if EVs are making a big enough dent, it would cause some eyebrows to go high in the oil business. How's that working?
Yeah, I'm sure there is some demand destruction because of electric vehicles. That's hard to measure, though, especially with all the noise that we've seen over the last 7 years. Call it, 2019, and then you had a lot of the noise from COVID. And a lot of that is kind of hiding the true impact of electric vehicles. So yes, I think the short answer is absolutely EVs are denting gasoline demand, probably nowhere more than in California, with the number of EVs the highest of any state in the nation. So yes, but to what degree, that's a little harder to measure, especially because other noise like California shutting down refineries tends to lead to a little bit more noise as well.
Analysis, GasBuddy, PatrickDeHaan.com. Patrick, we often, people talk about, oh my God, the price of gas and stuff like that, or I hate big oil and I'm not going to use oil, I'm going to, go all electric. And how many people lose sight of the fact that petroleum is basically in almost everything?
Including the coexist bumper sticker and the steering wheel on your Prius.
1,000%. In my Tesla, everything is made of petroleum.
And I'm not being political about what I'm saying is, petroleum's good for the U.S. in terms of economy, in terms of GDP. It's good for many countries just because we're so reliant on it. Now, I'm not suggesting that plastic bottles, should exist forever and pollute our. I know there's a downside to it, but boy, there's a real feathering that you got to do. You got to feather the upside of the economic impact it has in the world versus the downside of all the horrible things it does to the environment. So. Your point is again? It just hijacked you?
Well, no. It's we like to boast. Hey, I'm driving an electric car. I'm completely green.
Well, you're doing your part.
Blah. You're trying to do your part.
I'm driving a Humvee, by the way. Diesel. No, I'm not.
But I think, Patrick, what I'm asking you is there a large subsection of society that has no clue that petroleum goes as far as it does in our everyday lives?
Oh, I'm sure there absolutely is. I mean, look behind me, look behind you, everything in this room, the TV, the monitors, the screens, plastics everywhere because it's flexible. It can be easily done over and over, whether it's toothpaste, lipstick, makeup. I mean, it's everywhere. Without it, we wouldn't have any of the nice stuff we have today. And the backdrop you can't see of me is there's some lovely artwork, oil on canvas. I mean, even down to the artwork that we enjoy from centuries ago.
Yep.
You're talking about how did this last? Well, oils. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of people, make it something different when something happens. Obviously, there have been some environmental mishaps with oil, but for all the bad, there's a lot of good, and very few people reminding you every day of where it enables human life.
Hey, can I ask you a question about price volatility? Because we're seeing price volatility right now at the pumps. And you've got retailers, and I always say, don't blame the gas station. The poor guy putting the plastic numbers. I don't think he used plastic numbers anymore. Remember the poor guy used to put plastic numbers up?
Suction thing.
They're making their money on chips and soda, most of these gas stations, right? I mean, they're not making a lot of money, but there is a question of profitability for the refiners and the retailers. How do they even do that during times like this when there's really horrible competition in terms of undercutting and so on and so forth? People are operating at a loss sometimes, aren't they?
Well, 25 years ago, absolutely. And with the advent of apps like GasBuddy, we like to take a little bit of credit for making the landscape a little bit more competitive. But ever since COVID, gas stations are selling a lot less gasoline, work from home. Talk about states like California. That's where the electricity part of the equation comes in. Gasoline demand in California is down quite substantially. And part of it is because of EVs. Part of it's because of work from home during the pandemic. At the end of the day, though, gasoline has become more profitable, but it's had to. It's not stations becoming more greedy. You look at California's minimum wage. You look at the federal minimum wage. Minimum wage is going up. Inflation has happened, 98 out of the last 100 years, only to stop temporarily during things like the Great Depression. So margins on gasoline, the profitability of gasoline has to go up because business costs continue to go up. Not only that, but states like California have now tried to crack down on competition by limiting the number of new stations that can be built. So to your point, selling gasoline has always been profitable to some degree. There can be times when stations will lose money, whether it's because of competitive factors, because of volatility. But at the end of the day, if something's not going to be profitable 365 days a year, nobody's going to be doing it. So it's gotten more profitable because of the rising cost of business. But to suggest that gas stations aren't making anything, I mean, to highlight your point, they definitely are making a bigger profit margin when you go in the store, but they're still earning something on every gallon.
As long as my Funyuns don't go up, I'm happy. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis, GasBuddy, patrickdehaan.com, gasbuddy.com. All right, we are done. We are out of gas. That is it for the Big Biz Show for this episode.